Hi, everybody, and welcome to Ultra States of Conscious. And I'm Rachel. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. How is everybody? Today is February the 13th, right? Right for Valentine's Day. So, sorry about that. I was trying to get my thing to work, and my mouse isn't working. So, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to have to scroll like the old-fashioned way with my fingers. So, hi, Kelsey, and congratulations, Kelsey. Hi, Brigitte. Hi, Carol. Hi, Victor. Hang on, I'm trying to share it out right quick. So, how y'all doing? How are y'all doing? I'm so excited to get on here. This is probably the reason why my thing wouldn't work. It's because I don't want to talk about, but hopefully y'all are going to ask questions about the aliens and ask my opinion on it, right? Yeah, Kelsey, when do you start? I mean, I'm going to pull my cards too. I got my cards, my tarot deck, and I have all my other cards behind me. And I don't have any special thing because it was just all like up in the air. Yeah, but what do y'all think about all this craziness that's going on with the stuff? I guess since we're streaming to YouTube, I don't know. I don't know how that works. So Rick Levine said the 415 would open the doors to the outer world. So is that March? April 15th would open doors to outer world? Well, I don't know. I'm still of the notion that this might be red flags. Okay, for February. So from the 4th to the 15th? Huh. Well, he was right on it, wasn't he? Very, very cool. Okay. Well, okay. Well, I'm still of the mindset that this is just false things. I think it's our military that's doing it. Could be wrong. I have been before, a lot of times. So, what are we doing for Valentine's Day and self-love tomorrow? Yes. Oh, is that what it was about? You're with me, Kelsey? Yeah. And I know tomorrow's his birthday. I was thinking, every Valentine's Day I think about him. Well, I was watching Steve Greer. He popped up and he was talking about a underground base in El Paso. And I was like, who do I know that lives in El Paso? Who do we know that lives in El Paso? Who do we know that goes missing for lengths of time? Who do we know? Who do we know that is out of this world? Do y'all know anybody who that could be? Who knows? Who just said that? Yeah, I remember that. I remember that now that you said it, but I didn't remember it yesterday. Yeah, because you said that it was. I remember that. I remember that now. Well, so whenever I was, watching that movie and it was Stephen Greer, he was saying that base does more with like people and technology with people. And then I remember you were talking about a lot of people just kind of disappearing. So I wonder if they are related. So White Sands. So you're close to that? Well, as much as I want to see Alien, you have I probably won't be coming to your house, Jennifer. Because you have no fear and you like to push people. You like to push people to the edge. I could see us calling them in. We could be calling them in, trying to get them to throw beads at us. Is it tomorrow Fat Tuesday? Or was last Tuesday Fat Tuesday? So do we have Fat Tuesday and Valentine's Day on the same day? Oh my gosh. What am I doing tomorrow? Sounds like I might be getting drunk. Speaking of that, both my boys, one is born on November the 13th and the other one is born on November the 15th. So, okay, so next Tuesday. So, Kelsey, tomorrow or like the next Tuesday? I need to know these things. I'm going to have to get drunk 2 Tuesdays in a row? Right. Okay, who wants a reading? February 21st. Okay, thank you, Kelsey. And just so y'all know, I don't drink. Too young. All right, Kelsey, let's do a reading for you. Okay. Hi, Joni. We're just in here talking smack about Kelsey. That's normally what we do. That's what I do. Ooh, Kelsey. Wow. All right, Kelsey, I pulled 5 cards. And the one in the middle is the Sun, okay? Major Arcana. It's hot in here. Okay, so the first one, Kelsey, is you got 2 of my favorite cards in here. And it's the 9 of Empress. I mean, it's the 9 of Pentacles. Y'all, I'm all flustered, okay? I'm not going to tell y'all, but I'm flustered. Okay, so 9 of Pentacles. So we know that Pentacles is all about security, material issues, money, and wealth. And so here we know that she's all about, she is all about, Jennifer. Hang on one second. Y'all just keep hanging on. Okay. Jennifer, I'm going to send you a message on the private chat. Okay, Kelsey. So the first one is a 9 of Pentacles. Okay, so she is the lady in waiting. She knows where she gets her happiness. She knows where she gets her joy. This is all about her, but she's dealt with her issues. Okay, and y'all listen, I'm struggling, so I don't know what's going on, but I'm struggling with my words, so we're just going to deal with it. Okay, so the second card is the 3 of Major Arcana, the Empress. And so the Empress is all about fertility. She's about love. She's abundance. It's great things coming in. Then, Kelsey, what represents you is the Sun. So this is optimism, all good things, new emotional start. Then it is followed by the 9 of Swords. Okay. Then it is followed by the 9 of Wands. So, Kelsey, it is really cool that you have 5 cards and 3 of them are 9s. The 9 of Pentacles, the 9 of Swords, and the 9 of Wands. So you have got everything here but water, and we know that water is emotions. So that is the only thing that you are missing, but I feel like that's the thing that you have already overcome. You've already dealt with it. Okay. All right. Okay. So I am struggling right now, but it's okay. I'm going to keep pushing through it. I don't know what's going on, but something is going on. So it's just going on. That's all there is. So Kelsey, yo, I can't even get my thoughts. I can't even talk. So Kelsey, the really cool thing is it is the 9. You've got 3 9s. And so whenever you think of 9 as numerology, no, Brigitte, it's not you. So whenever you think of 9 in numerology, it is the very end of the cycle. All you have to do is cross your I's and cross your T's and dot your I's. Okay? You're just almost done. You know, Carol, I have no idea, but so last Thursday and last Friday and last Saturday, it has been super crazy. There's been a lot of wrecks. It's been a lot of things. And the energy was absolutely crazy on Friday and Saturday. And, I normally don't just stay at home. I don't know. I don't know what's coming in, Carol. But if I wasn't sitting here in the dark, I would channel. But I'm sitting here in the dark. Kelsey, honey, I'm gonna make it. Yes, it is coming. Jennifer, I really might need you. I'm burning ass up. I was freezing earlier, and now I can't even think and put my words together. So
it's okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I'll come in. I'm not prepared. Hey guys, the makeup and whatever. But listen, it's happening hardcore, and we're all feeling it. I know, Carol said there's been some relief. There has been a little bit, but let me be clear. We're seeing it physically, but we're also feeling it, the manipulation within the atmosphere around us, right? We've got planes that are running into each other. Computers aren't loading. Internet's going down. We're having a hard time functioning. Wrecks have increased. There's a lot going on. So there's a lot of manipulation right now. Just breathe through it. I'll stay on with you if you need help. If you can't find your word, I can probably pick your brain quick enough to get your word for you. But it's hard right now, you guys. So we have to really patient with this. And Sherry, you're right. It's been wonky since then because we knew that it was coming in, right? We knew it. We talked to you guys before about a merge that was happening and about the wave that was coming in, and it's here. So this is what it does. It confuses our thoughts and it confuses all frequency. All frequency is disrupted right now and manipulated. So
okay, well, I just had a 2-hour class and I did not feel this way. Is it because this group is different?
Because I think so. I think we have a lot of advanced people in this group and people that are tapping into some higher energetics in this group. I think it just changes things a little bit. Sherry, I agree. Lots of losing friendships. I think it just shifts things. But I think also when we're working in this capacity, the signal that we put out tends to be something that is not tamper proof. Do you know what I mean? It seems like lately, since January, every time we're doing a show, we're having technical issues. We're getting shut down. Cameras are getting shut down. So there's just a lot going on. But I'll hang in with you, baby. I got you.
Yeah, because I really feel like I'm fixing to throw up. That's how intense it is.
Jeez Louise, girl.
I know, right? So, so does it have anything to do with planets? Because I know, and you're drinking, and I got water.
I am.
So is it planets? Is it just energy or what?
I don't think it's planetary. I think this is a planned situation.
Okay.
I mean, going back to what you were saying in the beginning, do we know what it is that they're doing? Do we know what's being shot down with? Do we know if it's, something our own government's manipulating to force a change? I think most of us can agree that they're trying to shift us in a particular direction. Or is this something else that's come in to shift us in a particular direction and is trying to get our attention as subtly as possible? I'm not sure yet which one it is, to be real honest with you. And in the end of the day, it doesn't matter because it's manipulation either way. Do you know what I mean?
Right. So, I can't get in a place of neutral right now. I wasn't crazy. I know, Brigitte, I'm sweating up store too. So I can't even stay in a place of neutrality.
Right. Well, I mean, we can't. This is why I was telling everybody the last couple of months, especially the people in my classes, don't go up. Don't try to tune up to a higher frequency, because I was telling them back in January, what's up there right now is not something that we need to be messing with, right? There's too much interference, and it's definitely affecting everybody's mental state and their bodies. And I think most of us women are holding water more, and we're exhausted more, and we're feeling, last week we were talking about that feeling of despair, that everybody was feeling like it was hopeless. And I kept saying, it's too late. It's already done. Whatever this was, it's already done. So now we just have to shift into it. Whatever it's going to be, we have to roll into it. So it makes it difficult for us to do our jobs, and it makes it difficult for our friends that are in with us now and us to function normally during the day, because none of it feels real anymore. It just doesn't. Vic and I were out with Romy at a party on Saturday. We left the party right at midnight. It's 15 minutes away from my house, and we didn't get home until 1:30 in the morning, and we didn't know where the time had gone, because we literally just drove home.
Yeah, allegedly.
Right. So there's a lot of weird manipulation going on. It makes it weird.
Yeah, and I was just saying, I'm having a real bad headache.
A lot of people are. Listen, Wanda's having it right now. I know she's got COVID, but Wanda's having a rough week. She's having a rough couple of weeks all the way around, wanting to connect. Do you know what I mean? To stay connected to, and I think everybody's feeling that struggle. So you guys with the horrible headaches, what can you say? Put on a tinfoil helmet, I guess. I don't, drink more water and try to just roll with it, because whatever this is that's here, I think it's that merging that I've been seeing happen for a long time, because the paranormal stuff is kind of getting a little weirder. Like, there's been a lot of accounts of people around me I know seeing like shadow figures. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to get too far out there, but it's happening.
Something just poked its head around the door frame.
Yeah, it's happening. I've just got the chills up and down my spine. I think it's the merging of two realities. I think what we're seeing, what they're shooting at is those two realities. And now that other one is manifesting. Do you know what I mean? To a point where we can actually really see it. So I think we're just in an interesting time. That's it. But try to push through. If you can't push through it, I'll back you up. I've got your back, sister.
No, I was just thinking, I wonder if I should pull some cards on what's going to happen this week. I don't even know if I want to know that.
Do it.
Does it matter? Okay.
Because listen, I think the more
You're such a bad influence, Jennifer. Just do it.
But the more that we face things head on, the less mystery there is around it, the more we can handle it. So no, go for it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Okay.
It's the worst thing that's going to happen. It's all good.
I'm telling you, 5 minutes before, because I was doing my class, everything was working, then it all goes to hell, and I'm literally burning up. It's crazy in here. There's people poking their heads around, looking at me.
There's a lot. And you have to consider, when we're going through the spiritual process, we're uploading, we're downloading. When we're downloading, we get really hot. When we're uploading, we get really cold. And we're kind of going through all of those processes at once right now. We're just getting thrust into a new reality. And I don't, we're not set up to cope with that physically or mentally. So it's an adjustment.
Okay. My cards aren't even stacked right.
Sherry said, what? She's going to get the Tower card, laugh out loud. Probably, Sherry. That followed by the, who knows what. Gracie Smetila. Bastana.
Are you asking her if she wants Raymond?
No, that was Italian for that's enough. Basta's like pasta, except for it's less, not more.
Okay. So I pulled 5 cards, and the one in the middle is the Hangman. So that's, to me, I don't know. To me, that's like not knowing what to do, but I'm also seeing that religious aspect of Jesus hanging on the cross. So, this is like, again, you were talking about religious fanatics coming out.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really kind of wondering if what's coming in is this high energy. Then you have all these groups that are kind of freaking out, doing some sort of prayer, and it's very chaotic with the energy. it doesn't know where to go. Because I don't know. I'm almost wondering if there's like I know there's a shield. I know there's like gravity around our planet, but I wonder if there's something around it to where things can't
get out.
Get out.
It kind of feels that way. I mean, God, that's such a long conversation.
It feels like there has been this barrier put on,
right,
where things can't go out. Like if we ask for help or if we try to see what this is, then it's like a fake barrier.
I think it's been put all the way around them, from both sides, so that things can't get out and things can't get in. But I mean, from both angles, I think what it is we're just. I think they know that other reality is sitting right on top of us, and they're doing their damnedest not to let it merge into one thing. So I think we have, for lack of better terms, cock blocking from both sides to a certain degree. But that's the only way I can describe it. It's surreal right now. It feels like, and I said this to Romy today, I said, I don't even know it's real anymore.
Yeah.
Right? Like none of it feels real anymore. It's like just being stuck in this perpetual state of flux. I mean, of complacency. So it's hard to say.
Yeah. Well, so I've got the I've got the Seven of Swords. That's the only big dick energy I've got in here. But I got the Seven of Swords, and we know that that's like being taken advantage of, or like feel like stolen or lost from. Then we got the King of Pentacles, and that is like earth energy totally. And then we've got the Six of Cups, which is things from the past. And then we got the Knight of Swords. And so, the Knight of Swords, he's the only knight that shows action. And I know everybody says, oh, you always say that, but it is. He's the only one that really shows action. And the Swords is all about the truth to me. So,
how you were saying last week when we were talking about after the show, and you said, I feel like something's going to come out, the truth's going to come out, and it's going to piss everybody off.
Yes. I was trying to think of what words to say without saying that.
Well, let's just say it, because that's what it is. Vic and I were talking about this last night when everything was happening yesterday, and I was watching it in real time. My perspective is a bit different from working in television, from working in the news, and from working, do you know what I mean? Like I've seen a lot. So he and I were talking a lot about it last night, and I said, there's only a couple of scenarios, but that could be going on. But the one thing that hits me the most is the reality that everybody's been fearing that AI would take over. And I think what we're about to realize is that happened a long time ago. Mm-hmm. That we've been living in somewhat of an altered reality. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. By manipulation, so that we could be kind of baby stepped into what the actual reality is. Mm-hmm. So that we could get to a point where we could tolerate it. So I think that's what we're beginning to witness right now. I don't think we have aliens coming in. I think we have AI coming in.
Yeah. So I think maybe we need to talk about discernment. How do people know? So I think we need to talk about discernment and critical thinking. So how would somebody know discernment? Would it, if it's bad, is it going to feel that fear in them? What is it?
You know what? I think that's a hard one right now, because I don't think people can trust their feelings right now, if you want me to be honest. I think things are so manipulated and screwed up that we actually can't trust our feelings. I think, my advice would be, and the thing that kind of keeps me grounded is I just stick to the golden rule. I can't trust my feelings, but I still know right from wrong. Do you know what I mean? I know how to function right from wrong. So if I just stay in that capacity, everything else is going to work itself out and be unveiled and do what it needs to do in its own time. But if I'm just maintaining being a decent human, I don't have to figure everything out. I don't have to worry about whether I feel good or bad. If I'm staying in that path of following that basic thing, then I'm going to feel as good as I can in the moment. Does that make sense?
It does. And I guess technically whatever happened is going to happen, and we can't change it.
We can't change it. It's too late.
So all we can do is control our, to figure out how we're going to react to it. So
we have to salvage our humanity.
Yeah.
So
No.
if you follow a basic rule, you'll salvage that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, but that's a good question because it's something that I've been thinking about a lot lately as well. I mean, it
Right.
just is what it is. It's part of our evolution, but I think we evolved a long time ago. I think we've just been left in the dark as to that evolvement
Mm-hmm.
until whatever this is felt like we could handle reality.
Yeah. So what about critical thinking? Just say, hey, we don't have to make any decisions today, tomorrow. Don't worry about it.
Well,
Like
listen,
you said.
critical thinking is based on a history and a rationale that we've been taught based on something that we have been told to believe. Do you know what I mean by a social standard?
Right. Well,
Does
see,
it doesn't
my
apply.
my version of critical thinking is, how does this feel? I guess almost kind of like it's a version of discernment. Um, is all of this the truth? But again, like you were saying with the discernment, there's so many layers within your body
Right.
that you have no idea what is real and what you're just there's yeah. So I'm sorry to interrupt.
You didn't at all. But I mean, listen, we don't know, and we can't say, let's just be practical and try to discern. All of those things are built on a belief system, on an ideal, on an idea that
Mm-hmm.
maybe isn't relevant to what's shifting in right now. That's why I think if we just focus on being as decent of a human as we can every day, we'll be fine and move through this. Because everybody's feeling so angry. You know how pissed off everybody's been? Like everybody's just been ready to rip somebody's throat out. And I mean,
Mm-hmm.
anybody and everybody, their family members, it doesn't matter. I know I went off on the animals the other day and I never do that, right? I really had to step myself backwards. So it's hard to say how we kind of muddle through this because this is a new frontier. This is something we don't know how to put into words or how to explain in an emotional status or how to devise a plan of how to deal with it. I think we just stick with trying to be a good human every second, every minute, every hour. Do you know what I mean? And make decisions based on that. But until we see more unravel, and that unraveling, according to everybody who does astrology professionally or not professionally, most of the mediums are saying it right now too. This month and next month are going to be real shockers to our reality. And so we just have to be able to sit down and see it and not freak out. I think the big message is don't freak out. Don't panic as it comes in.
Yeah.
Because whatever this is has been around for a long time anyway.
Yeah. I went to an event, so there was a lot of people there on Saturday and it was so bad energetic wise. And I was just, constantly snapping my fingers, trying to move that energy. And everybody was just like, it was just crazy. And I was trying to maintain just for Todd and TJ, which
Right.
Todd knows by now that if I ever grab his hand, I'm like, hey, I'm really up here. I need to you need to ground me because I don't know what's going on. And like the same way, cars would come towards us and I would see them hit us over and over and over. I would see power lines that was just falling down. And he's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, I have no idea. And he made me eat.
It's crazy. I mean, listen, we're not sleeping regularly. The information that we're getting, I mean, as far as television and the news and the radio, we can feel it in our gut about how ridiculous it is. There's just so much going on right now that, I mean, Sherry's saying it too. She had 3 besties whack out this weekend and her discernment is see you bye-bye, forever. Yeah. We're just there. I think we just have to kind of sit and wait. You and I were talking about this last week because we were actually talking about ending the network. And we were talking about it at that point. And I said, we both agreed we have to have some kind of support system for everybody to be able to talk through these things. Or we're all going to go a little nuts because if we don't have this, even though a lot of people think we're woo-woo, in reality, we're not. Everybody on this planet is sitting back today going, WTF. Right. They are. Mm-hmm. I mean, whatever is going on brought us into an uncooperative, coerced collective when COVID hit. It was a forced entry into a collective state That doesn't
Mhm.
mean that it was a positive state or a negative state, but we were coerced and forced into a state, right? It's like moving cattle into one pen. We didn't have a choice. And we've kind of been in that this whole time, like it's been a primer. And we've had so much trauma that I think humans are more set up right now to accept just about anything that comes in and looks different and changes the landscape. So I think that's kind of where we are. I think we just have to kind of sit and wait, but don't gauge your feelings as to what's going on, because our feelings, which are based on energetic, are being manipulated. So you can't trust that. You just have to hold on to one thing that you can say, this is true about me. Do you know what I mean? This is true about the reality that I choose. That's
Yeah.
it.
And I mean, if we have this awareness and we're, like you said, not more advanced, but we at least have an idea this is going on. Could you imagine what normal people feel? They have no idea why they're feeling this.
They don't. And I don't know. I mean, I hate the Matrix comparisons, the movie, but I think there was a lot of truth in that, in the way that it was released to prepare humanity for some of the reality. I think a
Mhm.
lot of people don't care as long as they can go on with their day to day. They don't care why they're angry. They don't. Do you know what I'm saying? If they can go through Burger King and if their cell phone's getting 3 bars and if they've got 5G, they don't give a damn. But all these things came into play at one time. You remember going on 5G when that came into play, and people were raising hell all over the world. And all these things have disappeared, right? All this news has disappeared.
Mhm.
Vic and I were talking about that last night. I said, what happened to all this crap with Elon Musk going to Mars? Like that was all they could talk about. It was all
Yeah.
the money. Now there's not a word about him. He shifted over to and put all of his focus on a communications network out of nowhere. Right? Like there's all these signs that are there. We just haven't been watching them. We haven't been paying attention. So you have to realize that the control, the manipulation is all about communication. It's how we communicate, what we're communicating about, the way that we receive communication. And that's on a personal level and on a mass level. So this thing that is kind of blanketing us in the atmosphere
Mhm.
is messing with all of that. I mean, listen to what the pilots are saying on the ground. How many near crashes have we had at airports where they're just trying to park a damn plane?
I don't know. I haven't been watching the news, but there's been a lot.
Almost every other day for the
Yeah.
last couple months. It is constantly that their equipment is malfunctioning.
Yeah.
That's all manipulation. So I'm making this like all the way around the block, but I want to make sure people understand. I don't know exactly what's going on. I have a couple theories, just like you do. I think everybody's got a couple theories that's awake. But I think we just have to sit within ourselves right now and just kind of let it unfold.
Okay. No, it's exactly what you were talking about earlier whenever you were saying that people don't need to, because we talk about ascension, not even on that. Not even back up. Going up, going higher, whenever we go to connect. So it really does feel like once you get up here, it's like scramble, scramble,
Mhm.
scramble. And I always try and set my intention for this group because I feel like it is a higher group. And that's when it all started to hit.
Mhm.
So what are we supposed to do? Just stay more grounded and more lower?
Stay somewhere in the 700 to 800 range. I mean, I think being attached to earth energy, and I've been saying this for a long time, I don't think that's a healthy attachment, because we have things within the planet that vibrate on that level that used to function for us, but they're not really functioning well for us anymore. It's making
Mm-hmm.
us more animalistic. Then in the higher energetic levels, 900, 963 and above, that's all been manipulated. So me personally, I would stay around between, 700, 800, stay in that range enough to connect, but I would not be trying to go up in the upper realms and connect, because when you're up that high, you're connecting with satellites, you're connecting with, do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Technology that's not of this Terra. It's outer Terra, and that can really boggle people. I think it can confuse people and cause depression and make them feel bad. It could do a lot of things, which is why I've been saying to people, don't go up.
Yeah, and see, that's how I think with a lot of people doing channeling right now. I believe
Mhm.
they're channeling false information, but they believe it wholeheartedly because I think they're going up and they're connecting to this different wave, and it's maybe not right.
Right.
But yeah. So now I'm wondering if all this could be connected to more earthquakes and tsunamis and situations like that.
I think it's all hyper connected, but I think anytime you have two things come together colliding, there's going to be friction.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about too.
I mean, I think that's what's going to happen. So I'm going to jump over and look at the comments because we're just talking away. But Sherry Jewell was saying that the balloons in the air, it feels, she feels are hiding that China and Russia are all set up around Hawaii on us. Now, they might be. Sherry, I've got some friends in the intelligence community that are in Hawaii. I haven't heard anything yet. That doesn't mean anything, but it could very well be. Listen, I think all countries are freaking out right now. I think we need to be, how do I say this? The governments of mankind are looking for something to unite us. Like Ronald Reagan said famously back in his speech in the 80s, that it would take something from outside of our existence to unite us and push us in the direction of a new world order. And I think we're there. So I think a lot of that feeling is that. Pearl says, I'm lost. What are y'all talking about? Did something happen to them and to the network? Pearl, it's okay if you're lost, honey. We're just talking about everything that's going on. Hi, Megan Stewart. Welcome from Scotland. I'm Scottish also. There's just a lot going on, Pearl. There's a lot going on with energetic and a lot of shifts in the world that we're kind of watching. So, Megan, we're glad you're in. This isn't our normal show. Welcome to the network. But we're usually doing readings, but we're not tonight as much.
No, Rachel was struggling. She couldn't even talk and think. But I am finding out whenever you say particular words, my headaches get more intense. But I know that it's not necessarily the words, that it's the energetics behind that. So now that's where my brain is going. I'm trying to come back down.
Keep it down. Yeah, keep it down. What are the words that are triggering you, just out of curiosity?
Anything with the balloons. Whenever you said network, that was a huge one. Mm-hmm. And so I know that you're not talking about that network. You're talking about our network.
Right.
So then I'm trying to think, okay, well, her intention is our network, not that network. So I don't know why my headache would go up with that. So now that's got me thinking like that. I know, right?
There's a lot, I mean, what is a network? Mushrooms, fungi are a network, right?
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Whenever you are talking about AI and keywords, and, I know where, I don't know. That's what, I do believe in sound. I do believe in using sounds as a force. Mm-hmm. So, and I know that we can't always hear those sounds, and they affect me in my stomach, and they affect me in my headache. Yeah. So I'm wondering if there is low frequencies.
I think so, because my stomach's been messed up for how long now?
Yeah.
For quite a long time. Pearl said maybe it's really the end of time. Well, it might be, Pearl, but the end of an age or the end of a time is only a period that we comprehend. Do you know what I mean? The world's not going anywhere. We're just shifting.
Right, just changing. And that's happened all the time.
It happens all the time. It's just this time it's within our lifetime. Right?
Exactly.
We're the witness. So.
Well, I had a friend that was talking about pole shifts, and they're like, if a pole...
What in the hell? Sorry, something's beating on my window. Go ahead. You guys are going to have to do this without me for a minute. I'm not joking. Go.
Okay. Well, now we got it picked up. If it's a whole bunch of men in black suits, then I'm leaving. Yes, Carol, your gut speaks volume. Yeah. I don't even know where I was. Pearl, whenever you were saying it's the end of time, I had a friend who was talking about pole shifts. And I'm like, we've always had pole shifts. It's just in this time period where we have been less nomadic to where we're building more permanent structures, that it's been an issue. Before, we'd just be nomads and just travel to somewhere else. Whew. But yeah, Carol, you saying that your gut speaks volume, that's where I feel it. Let's see if she gets her ninja sword out.
Jesus Christ. No, but I did get a 38 out. Y'all going to get a good giggle at this. My damn cat was outside and came and attacked my window because he heard me speaking.
Was it when I said the word network?
Maybe. But listen, here's the thing. So this, just real quick, so y'all understand why I jumped up. We just moved into a new house next door this weekend, right? Mm-hmm. But last month we had people with flashlights in the backyards in the window. Last Thursday, somebody was beating on my door at night. It was like the police breaking in. And then Saturday, I had a woman filming me out of her car.
What were you doing?
Moving. until I rushed her card and said, what in the mother F are you doing? Like I started losing it.
Do they not know you?
Apparently not.
I mean, not like, oh, she's the neighbor moving. Do they not know how crazy ass you are? I still remember, this is, maybe a little too much. I still remember them chasing someone from a convenience store. The police were, because he had committed a crime,
Right across
allegedly.
the street. Mm-hmm.
Right across the street. They couldn't find him, and they were searching your car with a dog, and you made them come out and clean the car and do all kinds of stuff. I was like, man, her balls must be huge.
Inflated and monsters. In fact, I have to sit on one of those hemorrhoid pillows. They're so big. No, it's just been crazy stuff. But okay, I missed what y'all were talking about.
Yeah, no, we just talking about, I don't know what.
All is well in the world. Nobody's come to kill me, so we're fine. It's that damn Sammy.
Yeah. So Sherry said, today I had a vision of someone looking into a house through a window. Hope it was your situation and that you're not getting robbed.
I'm not Sherry. Whatever's going on is different than that. I mean, if they were going to rob me, they would come in. Mm-hmm. But I'm really protective because most of you guys, you heard me talking about it a minute ago. Most of you guys don't know my history, and I'm not going to go into depth with it. But when I worked in the Ukraine recovering sex trade people, and this was on television, and it was a show that was as big as American Idol here. When I came back to the US, I was held against my will by a man for 3 days in my home with my son Romeo, and beaten and raped, and I escaped finally after 3 days. And I had to go to Washington State and go before the court and get a full name change and change my identity and everything. So when things come up, my first thought is that, right, that it's coming back in. But whatever's been going on, I don't know what it is, and I'm not reading anything into it. I'll just say, you know me, Rachel. I'm good. Nobody needs to worry about old Jennifer. I got my shit taken care of. I'll just say it like that.
Yeah. And I will say this, I have noticed a lot of animals acting strange. So even, like energetically, animals know that something's up.
Yeah.
So confusion with them too, because they're, it really feels like too much pressure. That's kind of how it feels like, too much pressure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. I mean, mine are still crazy. They're better in the new house because they don't have as many windows or point of access to look out of. So Gracie's calmed way down, which has been super beneficial for me because, I'm carrying that energy of trying to protect my child who doesn't get it most of the time, and to protect just our spirit. Do you know what I mean? It's not about physical protection so much, and it's definitely not hoo-hoo protection, but it's just I'm always in heightened awareness because I know what the reality in the world is out there. Yeah. Oh, Sherry, thank you, sweetie. You don't need to worry. It was a horrible experience, but I'm good. But yeah, it's a stifling, heavy, excuse me, energetic. So we just have to kind of, I don't know. It's like they say when people go through trauma and they're recovering for trauma, and they say just find something to focus on. Find an object, like if you're dealing with extreme pain when you're giving birth or something like that, find an object to focus on and breathe. And it's kind of that. We have to find something to focus on and just breathe our way through this.
Find your drishti, guys. Find your drishti.
Yes, you're going to be fine. We're all going to be fine, actually. We just have to break through the lie reality.
Reality?
I think we have to, when it all comes out, that's going to be the hardest part, is realizing that we have been sold such a massive lie. That I think that's going to be the big trauma for mankind. We just have to be prepared to accept it and try to find our way through it. Hey, Elise, good to see you. Well, how do you feel about doing readings now, Rachel? You think you're up to it, or are you too hyped up?
No, I really feel like it's right here in my throat, like I'm fixing to puke.
Really? Still?
Yeah, still.
Holy camole, girl.
I know, I'm literally pushing like on the table, so I have that sensation in my stomach.
That's crazy. Poor baby.
Well,
so I guess we should ask you guys how y'all are feeling. I mean, it's a lot going on. Sherry Jewel, I know you're probably not set up to do it. Rachel, you don't know Sherry, but she's a really good medium. It would be great to get Sherry in at some point and kind of get her take on things as well. But we're going to be okay. Listen, it's just a lot of, it's like stepping into, it's an alternate universe. How long have we all been saying that here on the network, ladies? I mean, everybody's been saying this for a long time. We feel like the reality is stranger than fiction. It feels like it's not real. It feels like something's way off, right? And that's being revealed to us now. I guess the big thing is, how are we going to stomach it?
Literally.
You know, I think that literally is the thing. Sherry, we'll chat this week for sure. We'd love to have you on at some point to kind of give your point of view on it as well. That'd be great. But it is a lot. So, you know, we'll just see how things kind of go. But I just want to make sure that everybody knows it's not the end of life. Let me put it that way. End of the world? No. Do you know what I mean? End of a reality? Probably. Do we need to be freaked out? No.
No, but I think so many people look to us as like lighthouses and that calm. So I think this conversation is really good, because that way we can at least validate that everybody is feeling this and we're not crazy. And then it gives us that different piece, you know, like, hey, okay, this is it. I'm not crazy. I should kind of maybe trust my feelings for right now.
Yeah. Christine's saying it too. She said it feels like something's been over for a while. You just can't pinpoint what. I agree. I think we all feel that. We've been mourning something for months and months. Everybody has been. Do you know what I mean? Mourning this loss of something, and we couldn't figure out what it is. But I think we're kind of there. Elise, we're not doing readings. Rachel's just not up to it. So I will be back on Wednesday. I was, you know, normally I'm on tomorrow, but it's Romy's birthday, and he wanted to have a date with me. And so we're going to Cracker Barrel because my boy is fancy like that. So we're going to have our bougie baby date.
So tomorrow, that's probably where TJ and I will go to, because we have one of the clubs that he joins. That's the only restaurant there. So.
Oh, nice. Well, cool. So we'll be double dating from far away.
I know, right? At the Cracker Barrel.
Carol, I'm glad you're finding the conversation extremely helpful. I think we need to have it too, because Rachel and I have been talking about this for a long time off air. You know, she and I communicate a lot, and it's always something where it's never that we want to hold things back from you guys, but we also don't want to put things out there that maybe you guys absorb and take it to a place where it harms you emotionally or mentally. Does that make sense? Like, we don't, it's a lot of responsibility. So we try to keep it light and fun, but these are things that have been happening for a long time. Pearl's saying we've lost our freedom. Pearl, I don't know if we ever had any. I think freedom is an illusion, sweetie.
And I wouldn't be surprised if they start dropping some really big information on us, because I think everything is very chaotic right now. So it's like we won't hear it, you know. They'd be like, they drop it and be like, whoa, you know, and then we won't hear it.
Yeah, I agree. I think a lot of people wouldn't hear it anyway if it was posted in Times Square. Do you know what I mean? It kind of is what it is. But until we know more, all we can do is speculate. And I will just say, you know, to everybody, be careful with your speculation. I think what we're going through is not something we can even comprehend completely. So just be open to that. Every society evolves, every planet evolves, every reality shifts. And since we have no idea what that looks like because we haven't experienced it in this lifetime, all we can do is just be open to it.
I wonder if we should start journaling the different feelings, or like how I was saying, I felt like all the cars were coming and hitting us, and then the power lines were falling, because to me that felt like I was out of body, or I was merging, or I was doing something. I just wasn't whole there. I wonder if we start having these experiences, or if we start noticing deja vu or whatever is significant to us, and I'm talking with my hands, we start journaling it and kind of seeing what is happening during the day.
Right.
You know, big things. And then maybe we can look back in 30 days and go, oh, wow, this is how I was feeling, and this was what was happening. You know, just like, you know, like body awareness.
I think it's super important just for your sanity.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I think so many of us feel clinically insane at this point. We can't make heads from tails. Do you know what I mean? I think that journaling is important just to keep up and know that you're not nuts. To have validation. I think it's a really good thing like that. It was interesting because I was looking, I do like video journals for myself when I'm channeling, because I don't typically remember what I'm channeling. And it was funny because I was looking back in August, and in August I was talking about the Queen dying. I kept seeing her go. I kept seeing her go, and I was trying to get all that under control. And you and I had been seeing all the water coming in and the flooding that was going to happen everywhere, and there was all that stuff going on. And now it has shifted quite a bit. I mean, I'll tell y'all today, I got a very strong message that I think very, very soon, Biden will either have a stroke or a heart attack, whatever it is. I feel like a clot, like a push of blood, right? I don't know if it's going to kill him or not. I don't know, but I see Kamala Harris stepping up and being very happy about stepping up. So I think there's a lot that's about to shift real quick, real quick.
Yeah. See, whenever you was first talking about the water, that's whenever my headache spiked.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, there's so much of this that has to go on. If we have two realities colliding and that friction is there, like you said, and I think people feel it, is it going to cause calamity? Yes, right. The planet has to react. It's a living organism. It has to react. If we're all bloated, what is it? Do you know what I mean? If we're all having pain, so is it. So those things are going to happen. And the truth is that they happen anyway. They've always happened. We just have more exposure to it now. Do you know what I mean? It's quicker. We see it when it happens now. It affects us in a different way because of AI, because of technology. We get that information much more firsthand and a lot quicker. But everything has to shift a little bit. I think we just all have to kind of let it.
Yeah. So like what? We should turn off our devices and stay away from social media? Or do you think it matters? No?
No. I mean, is that even realistic long term? No. People are not
No,
going to.
I mean, no. Just like I was like of things like whenever you're feeling more chaotic and I guess you can't read my mind because that was a thought I had before I said that.
No, I mean, if you're feeling chaotic, shut it down and go put your feet in the grass. But, people should be doing that anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, I think if you're getting overwrought with it, turn it all off, disconnect. It's not going to change the reality of anything, but if it makes you feel a little better, knock yourself out.
Yeah. No, I'm just wondering what all comes with this AI. And I think that there's more sound frequencies with this AI.
I think there's a ton. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, AI is embedded, but I also think that there's more sound manipulation in there too, because that's what I'm feeling.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, that's all part of what I was saying that's been going on atmospherically for quite a while. I mean, it's frequency manipulation, and that is sound.
Yeah, and I'm getting sick again. But that could be a personal thing on that one. I will have to say my advice on that. So,
yeah, I mean, it can be a trigger from how you feel about it personally. But I mean, there is a lot of with that. When we see, I'd said to Victor last week, I felt like there was an attack on women.
Mm-hmm.
Not just what we've seen politically, but I mean, energetically, physically, emotionally, mentally, because we're the last line of defense before mankind breaks down. Women keep things level, right? We keep wars from happening. We calm men down. We do all these things to nurture and try to keep everything relaxed. And we've been so angry the last couple of weeks and not feeling well and not sleeping well and fed up with all the bullshit. And do you know what I mean? Just all of it, that it's been kind of that last line of defense. And so now I think, we're kind of breaking down through all that and kind of separating from everything and everyone and trying to take a little step back and figure out what the hell's going on. And that's our normal reaction. But I don't think anything about what we're experiencing is normal. I don't think any of the techniques that we normally use apply. I mean, if they make everybody feel better, by all means, stick with them. For me personally, I'm just sitting here in this space. I'm not expecting anything. I'm not trying to manipulate my energy or space. I'm not trying to put it out there. I'm just sitting back and letting things develop and letting them be without my influence in it. Because I feel like it doesn't matter. I feel like the more I try to figure it out and the more I try to push, the more resistance I'm being met with in the process.
Yes.
I mean, that's just the way the way it feels for me. Pearl said, y'all got to be scared to death. World War III is coming. I'll be honest with you, Pearl. I think World War III started a long time ago as an economic war. I think that's been something that's going on for a really long time. I'm not scared. I'm not scared. Christine's saying, so true, the emotions are off the charts. They are for all of us. Like I said, Christine, I think women are the last line of defense in sanity and rationality before everything breaks down. So.
Hi, Michael.
Yeah. Do you want to read his?
Yeah. Overstimulation of media or any type of constant interaction is overwhelming. Yes. And I try to limit that, but I think just that sound is being used.
Yeah, it's all overwhelming for a reason, though. I mean, you have to consider that what we're bombarded with every day in our cars, it's the radio, it's our phone, it's the TV, do you know what I mean? It's constantly something. Don, I can't get the word in English. It's like what the CIA uses in interrogation, right? Like it's when they're blasting sound at you or they're blasting information at you, and it feels a lot like that. So yeah, Michael, I get it 100%. I think we're past overstimulation. I think we're exhausted.
Yeah. Usually in my downtime, how I chill out is I listen to podcasts about astrology and I watch documentaries, and even that is too much right now. I'm like, no, like give me a coloring book and some crayons.
Right. I'm with you, kid.
No, I can't.
I get you 100%.
Yeah. Pearl, you're going to hide underneath your bed. Oh my God.
It's a good thing you found that ring, Pearl. As I say, you'd found that ring. There's no telling what you'll find under there. Michael said AI is bombarding him as we speak. The apps are at war with it. Most of my apps aren't working either, Michael. That's one thing that I've seen here is my apps aren't working and my internet connection is all over the place. It's up, it's down, it's all over. So yeah, I think we're kind of already in a war of the worlds, if you want to call it that. We just haven't been made aware of it quite yet.
And I've noticed that anytime I turn a device on, like come and bring in my laptop, normally everything is set to connect automatically, but I'm having to go and manually connect everything.
Right.
Even my phone. Yeah. And I thought that's really kind of weird. Like everything is updating without saying, hey, I'm updating. Rejoin.
Right. It's bonkers. I mean, yeah, I know, Michael, I hear what you're saying, but I think AI is far more advanced at this point than even Google and the federal government. I think we have two different things going on. I think AI has been in charge for a really long time, a lot longer than we're being told. Right. But I hear what you're saying. I only say that because I know when I first started feeling that manipulation to a point where I had to pull out for my own well-being physically, not mentally, was around 2007, 2008 was when I disconnected really hard. And I'm sure Rachel remembers those times because I was out on the farm building stuff off grid. And it wasn't because I just didn't want to participate. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't anti-government. It wasn't anything like that. I was just like, this is not my party. Like, I don't need to be at this party. I don't need an invitation. Because I felt it really strong back then. And I remember my clients freaking out hardcore back then. And I had several people who, took their own life and it was chaos, but it's all fine. Listen, at the end of the day, guys, I'm going to say this a million times again for everybody jumping in right now. I'm not afraid. You do with it what you've got to do with it. I think we just have a shifting of reality and a changing of the times. And this is normal in development for any species. I think it just looks scary. It looks scary for us because we don't know what it is. But I don't think, I'm sure people thought it was scary as hell at the turn of the century when planes took to the air as well.
Yeah, exactly. Right. We're just advancing. It's just modern problems for modern times. And so Pearl said, I hope you all get better. Thank you, Pearl. Appreciate that. But it's not that like I have been this way all this day or all day long. It's just literally whenever I tried to log on to do this and I was trying to do these readings, I couldn't gather my thoughts and I couldn't gather my words. And we know I'm not the very best eloquent speaker like Jennifer is, but I'm usually able to diarrhea something out. So whenever I can't, I know that either I'm not supposed to read messages. Normally I'm like, hey, what's going on? But I'm like, maybe this isn't what's supposed to be talked about. So yeah, that's how I kind of see it. Pearl.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. Although I'm glad you think I speak well. I don't know if that's the case all the time. I think I'm just used to speaking on command, right? I'm good impromptu,
Right.
maybe. But yeah, I just don't want everybody freaking out.
No.
Just look at it like a divorce. It's like a divorce of the reality we've been into, or that we've been in, right? We're just stepping into something else.
Mm-hmm.
And even if it is AI, does it make a difference if we're scared or not? No, because it doesn't change anything. You're either going to move through this or you're going to choose to not move through this.
Right. Right. And we do not want to go into a place of fear. We want to be empowered. And there you go.
That's it. I mean, whatever. What's the worst thing that's going to happen? I may get me a robot husband. That may be the answer to all of my problems. Maybe that damn thing will do what I tell it to do.
Right. Oh my God. I could imagine it would be so efficient. I could see that.
Nobody trying to get it on at 3 o'clock in the morning. No underwear left in the bathroom. No offense, dudes. I love you. I love all you men, but you guys know what I'm saying. I'm surrounded by kickstands. I've just got men everywhere. So yeah, I don't know. But I mean, we just all have to roll into it. I think the big point is just don't lose yourself in all of this, right? Don't go down crazy street. There's going to be a ton of theories. There's going to be a ton of videos. There's going to be a lot more information now than there has been before. It's going to be a lot of opinions, and they're all valid. Don't get me wrong, but nobody knows what the hell's going on except for maybe a select few. So it doesn't matter.
Right. And, and I guess maybe I shouldn't have started off with like my crazy conspiracy theories, but see, I just love that because to me, that's psychology. But I think we're going to hear more conspiracy theories. And if somebody comes up telling you all kinds of crazy things, that's just how they're coping with it. That's how they're trying to figure it. So, yeah, I mean, that's just how they're trying to make everything make sense.
Right.
So, just have you don't have to prove them right or prove them wrong. Just
let them speak.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's what's going to come down to it, because this is a global thing. We are all moving through it. The planet's moving through it. The animals are moving through it. People are moving through it. Since none of us know exactly what the hell's going on, assuming is going to be the worst thing that we can do. And it causes unneeded stress. Do you know what I mean? Unneeded anxiety. Just let it be.
Yeah. You want to sing us a song to finish us off?
Hell to the no.
You do everything on command. Singing isn't one of them.
What is it that you want me to sing, Rachel?
I don't know. Happy Valentine's Day? I don't know.
There ain't no damn Happy Valentine's Day song, girl.
You are the creator of your reality.
Well, then you can create it. Crazy that. No, I'm good. But I think we probably do need to let everybody get on. It's been a good show. It's been a lot. And I thank all of you guys for sticking in, because so many of you guys have been in here tonight. And I know it's been a lot to follow, because we don't even know either, right? Like Rachel and I are just talking out the way we feel about it. So you also can't take what we're saying for the gospel. You have to just, roll with this. Let it be what it's going to be. Happy Valentine's to everybody. I love all of you guys, and I'll see you on Wednesday. And I will let Rachel tell you all good night. I'm sure she's going to sing now. So on that cue, I love you, Rachel.
Well, bye, guys.
I guess that's no song, kids. Sorry about that.
Bye, everybody. Thank you. See y'all next week.
Bye.